have that. I mean, and taking that away at the BOCC meeting was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's concerning to me as a resident.
Just that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that there has to be a process, right?
Sure.
There has to be rules in place, and there has to be, a certain way that you have to address the commission. And I understand all that, but it does seem that they are making it more difficult for the average person to address the commissioners and to address the issues. They can't necessarily make it to every meeting. And so if there's an issue that they want to have their voice heard, I mean, there should be that forum for them to do that. And so I think taking that away is, we're silencing many voices here in the county.
Something like the water that they've never even put on their agenda. They know what's going on in St. Cloud. They can't sit here and say that they don't. Why wouldn't they even have a discussion about it? So people like me who want to have a discussion about it can't even go out there and have that opportunity to bring it up or bring it to their attention in the public eye because they don't have that citizens forum. That's frustrating. That's really frustrating.
Well, and every one of us has sat here and had a conversation and said how, you may not all agree on national politics, and that's really far out it's so much farther out of our reach to affect that. But it starts here, and we all have the ability as local residents to get involved locally in our local government and start with the changes here that directly affect us. And so for me, when I start to see them taking things like that off the table, that's concerning. That's like a red flag to me as a resident. And every one of us has gotten up and spoken at a city council meeting before. We've all gotten up and spoken at different kinds of meetings of the such. So for me, I see that and I'm like, whoa, that's a red flag. That's concerning. What's going to be next? Like, are they going to start taking away our ability to go to the meetings at all? Or, I don't know. That's
The funny thing about that is our neighbors in Orange, Brevard, and Polk all have public forums before their meetings. We're the only one that doesn't.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine
We're the only one
wanting to
that
hear from
doesn't.
citizens.
They voted on this in November of last year. Right at the height of the pandemic, they decided they weren't going to have a public forum anymore.
Was the public involved in that conversation?
No.
Imagine that.
It was at one of those 1:30 in the afternoon meetings that nobody can attend.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
And they're elected officials, remember that.
Yeah.
They're elected officials, they work for the constituency.
Paid quite well too when you think about it.
And I just want to remind everybody that lives in Osceola County, you can write your district, write your commissioner, and if there's issues that you're not happy with, you need to let them know.
Yeah.
Because they work for us.
Yep.
And not only that, but there are committees that are advisory committees with the county and the city that you can get involved in, and don't let the same people that are running these committees year after year just keep doing what they want to do. I mean, you should get involved. If you care about your county, if you care about your city, then get involved. Make your voice heard, and you can go to these committee meetings as well. Many of them are public, and so I would just urge everybody to, the more of us that are heard and the more of us that speak up, they will start to listen because they will have to.
Well, they have to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of my plan with the water. Now that I'm gonna start heading towards the county, I'll send an email every day, and guess what? If they don't respond to those emails, there's a paper trail of someone not doing their job, and that's when you hold people accountable. If they're not receiving emails, then they don't have to answer for anything.
Well, I think to sum it all up, I think we can all say, I think we're all excited to see what the kids come up with. Number one, I really like to see it. Number two, I wish all the kids luck at submit, because I mean, any money towards an education to scholarship is pretty cool, in my opinion.
Well, I think it would be great to see the different perspectives of this county and what the children in this county, their perspective of it.
I think it's neat. And we have a lot of talented kids here. I mean, we have the School for the Arts now that we didn't have when we were younger, and then too, I see a lot of kids were submitting things when St. Cloud had their logo change. I saw people posting that their kids had drawn up a new logo, and so I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, that was a missed opportunity. Our School of the Arts here is,
fantastic.
I want to say it's like number 12 in the nation.
Really?
Or something. I mean, it's way up there.
Yeah.
I think it's number 1 in the state or number 2 in the state. it's one of the most desired schools, you know, in a huge area. So, I mean, think about the art talent that we have there that we didn't even tap into.
Sitting locally in our own little,
Right.
our little community, you know. But yeah, I mean, I thought about that, and then I don't know. Am I wrong? Does Mr. Arrington not sit on the board for that, or am I wrong? Or
Yes, he
something-
does, as a matter of
Education
fact, yeah.
Foundation,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Now,
So I don't know why that was an untapped resource. I don't know. I'd be interested. So
If I were the constituents of this county, I would be very concerned with some of the things that Mr. Arrington said.
Yeah, yeah.
there's a way to treat your people.
You can go back and watch that video. It's on the Osceola Fights Back YouTube channel. You know, calling people haters and unchristian-like, and I don't know. It was really embarrassing. I mean, for him.
I mean, and you know, some of the statements he made were just false. That
Yeah.
you know, English is.
Right. So we're gonna wrap things up, guys. Just a reminder: early voting starts Saturday. This Saturday, October 30th, and runs through November 6th. The general election is on November 9th, Tuesday, November 9th.
Yes.
Please come out and vote. Let's have a better turnout than we did during the
Oh, yeah.
primary.
Yeah.
You know, please, St. Cloud, get this one right.
For
Okay.
sure. And if you have questions, don't be embarrassed to reach out to the candidacies.
Yeah.
Every one of them has a page. And if they themselves, you know, can't help you, then you know, go on, do some research, look things up. But voting is your voice, and I can't say that enough. Voting is your voice. November 9th is the day that you get to have your voice heard. That's huge. It's important. And if you continue to let people know you're active in your community and that your voice is important, the more it's out there, the more they have to listen to you, and you make that change. You determine what goes on in your community.
It's not like a national election where you feel like your vote doesn't count every single.